the projects had merit. There were greater and lesser outcomes in talent of design, ability to generate interest in their communities and things like that. I think one of the bigger challenges, however, was the media. And people are more and more, because of the ubiquity of camera phones and camera movie projectors and so forth, taking a lot of imagery now, moving imagery and still imagery, but it doesn't mean that we're good at it. So we found it a challenge, even though there might have been some very really interesting designs and ideas behind the work, that it was a challenge for those who entered this to make a 2-minute video or film of their idea in such a way that was clear and compelling in that short a time. So I think that's interesting to learn from, and maybe it doesn't mean we shouldn't have competitions that have the media of film as the submittal, but and maybe over time people will get better, but it is a challenge. I learned something about what it might take to do such a thing if I were ever to be involved in a competition or anything that required film. So.
It was a really great competition, great debate, and I think it talks about how the architecture profession is changing, and it's more about storytelling and understanding what people want and what people need, looking at the users and helping craft things that fulfill those needs, as well as different models of funding. It's a different time in terms of whether it's the Kickstarter of spaces, and those are ways that you can engage community, engage support from them, and build your projects.
The thing that was really great about the Uncompetition is that the videos themselves focused not purely on the outcome of the project, but the process. The process is something we often miss in architecture, and that's the thing that gets us work, that's the thing that brings communities together, and that makes architecture really viable.
This was a huge design challenge for everybody who submitted. It was challenging for us too as a jury, because it wasn't necessarily only about the project, but about the process. And something really specific about this medium was storytelling. So for us, it was really important about how you told the story from the beginning to the end.
Including how the project was initiated, and then more specifically, the final image of the project wasn't as important as it would normally be for a board-oriented competition or a competition that's based around a series of slides. You really had to get the story down, I think, at the beginning and follow a real narrative logic, I guess you could say, that would enable you to be able to support the final project, whatever it looked like.
So for us, it was really about how to make things happen.